everybody, and welcome back to all new Fight Communist in America. I'm your host, Brian McDonald, and today we are going to be taking a look at some liberal idiots on the media with Terry Crews, them supporting him after Don Lemon, I think that's his name, actually was not supporting Black Lives Matter. And there's a lot of bullshit in this video. It's 10 minutes long, and I'm going to cut in on certain things. So this may be a long video, but watch on. You'll love it. Because you're going to if you're liberal, please wake up after watching this video. Because you need to see that the communists are liars. And I'll explain this stuff too. Bye. See you in the next part of the Okay, everybody, so here we are with the video. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Don Lemon and Terry Crews didn't see eye to eye in their discussion over the Black Lives Matter protest. So Terry was on to address the backlash he got over this tweet he posted last week. So the tweet said, "If you're a child of God, you're my brother and sister. I have family of every race, creed, and ideology. We must ensure Black Lives Matter doesn't morph into Black Lives Better."
Yeah, and once he got major backlash over it, including from Martin Luther King Jr.'s daughter Bernice, Terry tweeted, "Are all white people bad? No. Are all black people good? No. Knowing this reality, I stand on my decision to unite with good people, no matter the race, creed, or ideology. Given the number of threats against this decision, I also decide to die on this hill."
So here's some of Don's last night.
You think Black Lives Matter is, you said it's you think it's an extreme movement? Because it's now part of the...
No, but this is the thing. It's a great mantra. It's a true mantra. Black lives do matter. But when you're talking about an organization, you're talking about the leaders. You're talking about the people who are responsible for putting these things together.
I got you. So let me,
It's a different thing.
Terry, you realize that even during the civil rights movement that Dr. King was seen extreme. That movement was seen as extreme. To people who don't want to make change.
That is against the Democrats, everybody.
Movements are seen as extreme. You can paint them easily as an extreme when they are not.
This is very true, but also when you're talking about MLK, you're talking about Nelson Mandela, and even Malcolm X, they all realized that you had to have a non-racial component to these kind of movements, or there will be resentment. Black people need to hold other black people accountable. I said this the same thing. This is the America's version of the Me Too movement. If anything is going to change, we ourselves need to look at our own communities and look at each other and say, this thing cannot go down. It's got to be all Black Lives Matter.
So the Black Lives Matter movement is about police brutality and injustice in that manner, not about what's happening in black neighborhoods.
Actually, it was never about police brutality. It's been going on way more than that. And plus, there's stuff that Black Lives Matter has been in that isn't about police brutality. And if you look at the three most riots over race, supposedly, it is, so, one is the Ferguson. Second is Charlottesville, which was even police brutality, but they were there. And third is the new riots. Like, literally. And Black Lives Matter has been in the middle of all the anarchy. And a lot of the Black Lives Matter people are actually participating in this. Literally, like, they're all participating in it. You look at it, it's a terrorist group. The people behind it are actual domestic terrorists. And people are like, no, terrorists have to be from the Middle East. It's domestic terrorists. When I say domestic terrorists, that means they live in our land. And so is Antifa. Like, they're the same exact thing. They've been at all three, and you can make the connection that way. Like, there's video of them doing this stuff. The riots, the burnings of buildings, looting, like, all that is them. Now, there's some people who get on the fun just to steal. I do have to say that. There's people out there. But the people behind everything are the anarchist movement, the terrorists. Like, literally, that's what they are. Now, there's not everybody in these, in Black Lives Matter are terrorists. Some of them are liberals who's been brainwashed and don't even know what is really going on behind the freaking scenes of the movement.
There are people who are working on that issue, and if you want to start that issue, why don't you start it? Do you understand what I'm saying?
But when you look at the organization, police brutality is not the only thing they're talking about.
I know that. I agree, but that's not what the Black Lives Matter movement is about, Terry. Black Lives Matter is about police brutality and about criminal justice. It's not about what happens in communities when it comes to crime, black on black crime. People who live near each other, black people, kill each other. Same as whites. 80-some% of white people are killed by white people. True. Because of proximity.
Very true.
It's the same thing with black people.
But
that happens in every single neighborhood. But that doesn't, again, I'm not saying that's not important that those kids died, but it's a different movement.
Listen, I understand what you're saying. I totally understand. It is
And those kids who've died are Black Lives Matter people. Literally. And that's the thing. They're being killed in these riots by Black Lives Matter people. Like, literally, they're stupid to actually, in the media, think that this is for the best, that we should let all these riots happen. These Democrats in the city, that ran the cities, every single Democrat ran city, major city, is actually in riots. They've had riots, and it's just pathetic that they don't even do anything about it. Trump's even offered help, but he hasn't been able to do it because these states and governors won't allow it. Like, literally, you're idiots. You're letting people die, and you don't even care about it, because when someone's trying to help the people who could get killed, it's just stupid.
police brutality. That should never be accepted. I am not saying that that's not it, but there's more there. And when I look at, if they have more on their agenda, we need to ask them about what else is on that agenda other than police brutality. And that's all I'm doing.
See, they cut off the interview right there. So you can't see everything in the interview. It's all edited. And to support the Black Lives Matter agenda, which is a terrorist group. Now, like I said, not everybody in the group's terrorists. They're just liberal brainwashed people who are basically from they're brainwashed and they believe this stuff is good, but they do not know who's behind it. And if you're one of these people, I want you to wake up. And as you can see, there's three places, like, literally, do the research.
One says Terry Crews's statement is giving Lives Matter trolls. Nelson says, right, tell him, and I think he's agreeing with.
That commenter called us trolls. Literally, we're not. We're fighting for everybody's freedom in the United States. And when we say all lives matter, that means every life in the United States of America matters. Even the abortion people, they need to know that babies' lives matter. Like, it's literally all this. That's what all these people who say all lives matter mean, is they're not getting into this involvement of this politicized group that is also a domestic terrorist group. Like, they have woken up and they understand that all lives matter, not just Black Lives Matter. And Black Lives Matter has been nothing but a racist group so far. They've been condemning white people, saying we're all racist. And there's even a racist book going into school about Black Lives Matter. And I'll probably do a video on that later. And I know I haven't opened up this channel in a while, so I'm going to give you guys more content again. But yeah, so it's crazy.
Don. Lisa says Don's interview was completely unprofessional. He kept talking over Terry and missed the point he was making completely.
Actually, if you look at the interview, and I've watched the whole thing, Terry Crews was actually interrupting him. That's the way they always do on basically shows. Like, they silence people. And that's what he was trying to do, but Terry fought back. And that's something that he should be proud of. He shouldn't have been interrupted while he was explaining everything.
Oh my goodness.
There's a lot here.
There's a lot here.
Yeah.
First of all, I absolutely love Don Lemon. I understand that he is completely passionate about Black Lives Matter. He has a ginormous platform on CNN. I first want to say I think it is unfair to talk over Terry Crews. I don't.
Actually, Terry Crews was trying to talk over him, so he fought back. Like, literally, you're an idiot.
Agree with that. Terry has the right to his opinion, whether we agree with him or not. Don invited him on his show, and he completely just talked over him. I actually wanted to hear what Terry had to say, even though I don't agree. I wanted to know, what are you talking about? I wanted to try to find a way to understand his point of view.
Right.
And Don didn't give us that opportunity. So I feel like we should start there. Don Lemon didn't give Terry the opportunity to give his opinion. He talked over him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, even towards the end there where Terry was ready to respond and then Don just says, oh, we're out of time. We gotta go. F1 says Terry Crews just still refuses to stop when he's ignorant about an issue. Yeah, I mean, there's two things. Like, Terry's whole thing, I get a little bit what he's saying, but his whole idea that the Black Lives Matter movement is now going too far and saying Black Lives are better, I just see that at all happening. But then part of Don's thing, I don't understand, because I think the great thing about what's happening with Black Lives Matter right now, obviously police brutality is the number one issue, and that's been the huge issue with Black Lives Matter for decades, and it's great that that's being addressed. But I think what has changed and what's happening right now is that we're having these workplace reckonings. I always mention that.
If you guys saw that, he said decades. But Black Lives Matter has not been around for decades. Lie number one. Make it seem like it's been for a while and actually fool the audience that way.
Our company is under investigation too. Like, it's gone to a whole other level where we're really looking at systematic racism in every aspect of society, like the Confederate statues, and we're looking at all these different elements. So it's great that it has.
So this guy supports tearing down our national monuments, even if they own slaves. Not all slavery was bad. I had people on my mom's side who would actually buy the slaves to give them work, and they could do whatever they want. They were given money. The kids were given a school, like, literally. That was something that they did, but it was dangerous in the time too, because certain slave owners didn't like that, and they tried taking away the slaves. So it was all secret, and that's the way a lot of slave owners were. They kept it secret from that, but there was bad slave owners too. I'm not saying slavery is good, but like, it was needed for that time, for good slavery, which was actually protecting the people from actually losing everything they need in life. And those people should be condemned, yes, but it is our history, and that's something that you can't erase, and that's what they're trying to do with these Confederate statues. And this guy on the right supports it. Like, literally, he's not even American, and he freaking supports tearing down our nation.
Gone beyond police brutality. So I don't agree with Don that Black Lives Matter is just be about black police brutality, because I think it's great that it's gone beyond that now, and we're really talking about things as a society, and it's not just limited to police brutality. So I don't agree with Don in that aspect.
Yeah, my feeling is this. What Terry Crews is doing is distracting, and it's counterproductive. If he cares so much about crime, then do something about it. Because as of right now, he's just talking with no action. His people would benefit on him standing in solidarity. It doesn't mean he's not entitled. Hey, we were never considered before. It's frustrating. We're tired of it. You know, it's like Black lives didn't matter before. It didn't matter during slavery. We argued about it. It barely mattered during segregation. We argued about it. You know, it was systemic segregation. We argued about it. Now it's systemic racism in 2020.
It's actually the black people being racist against white people. Like, literally. Now, I'm not saying every white person's good, because there's, like, literally all these Democrats, part of the KKK still. Democratic supporters. They keep that secret, though, but still, the KKK is ran by Democrats, and they don't want you to know that. So, the Democrats should be the ones actually getting yelled at by this media, but instead, they're blaming it on white people. Cops. All the time, it's cops. This isn't the 60s. It happened more in the 60s than it does today. Like, literally. It did it.
And we're still arguing. Instead of arguing about real issues, we're actually arguing on the words. We're arguing on, like, terminology and things that don't matter. Like, Terry Crews, why aren't you more caring about Breonna Taylor and George Floyd? Why are you worrying about wording? And also, your message is actually gassing up white supremacists. And I just...
Yeah. That's what I saw on Twitter. That was... Sorry, most of the support I saw on Twitter, people that were supporting Terry, white.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, this is such an...
Literally, now we're back to white people being racist. Well, if white people are racist, that means that guy is racist. Yeah, you better get his fact checked.
Important time in history, and he's completely downplaying it. I find it very frustrating. And then what bothers me on top of it is the whole good black people versus bad white people versus whoop-de-whoop. Okay, guess what? Good black people versus bad white people, and good black people are still going to get stopped. They're going to still get stopped more. They're still going to get killed more than for Terry Crews. You are part of. I don't respect you. He's using his platform completely irresponsibly. And I just feel like he is stirring the pot. Like, all lives, let all lives be treated equal within the system, and then share that you feel black on black crime is an issue. Then the timing is not now. And what's bothering me about this is, like, we can't even agree that Black Lives Matter. We're not saying Black lives are better, Black Lives Matter more, Black Lives... No. It's just like, hey, us too. Hey, we were never before. It's frustrating. We're tired of it. It's like Black lives didn't matter before. It didn't matter during slavery. We argued about it. It barely mattered during segregation. We argued, systemic segregation. We argued about it. Now it's systemic racism in 2020. And we're still arguing. Instead of arguing about real issues, we're actually arguing on the words. We're arguing on, like, terminology and things that don't matter. Like, Terry Crews, why aren't you more caring about Breonna Taylor and George Floyd? Why are you worrying about wording? And also, he is actually gassing up white supremacists. And I just...
That's what I saw on Twitter. That was most of the support I saw on Twitter. People that were supporting Terry were white.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, this is such an important time in history, and he's completely downplaying it. I find it very frustrating. And then what bothers me on top of it is the whole good black people versus bad white people versus whoop-de-whoop. Okay, guess what? Good black people versus bad white people, and good black people are still going to get stopped. They're going to still get stopped more. They're still going to get killed more. They're still going to be profiled more. They're still going to be legislated against. They're still going to be overlooked for jobs. I'm tired of your taglines and your
Literally, they're
buzzwords on
idiots.
Twitter to discuss something like this. That is not the platform. It's not the time.
Oh
It's
yeah,
not
guys,
responsibly.
this
You know what
camera
really bothers me
thing
more
feature
about
on
that
it.
is
So it's kinda
he
cool.
apologized to Gabrielle Union for invalidating her experience.
I'm doing
at
a
America's
video.
Got Talent. And guess what he's doing now? He's invalidating the black community as well. He said, and I'm going to find his quote. He said, I should have at the very least understood you just needed my support. And then he said, I spoke from my own personal point of view without first taking into consideration someone else's experience. Well, guess what, Terry? You're doing it again. And I feel like the only motivation for Terry doing this is to get...
Yeah, I'm getting the video there, guys. So, yeah. You guys can tell that, like, literally idiots. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this on screen, so I don't have to freaking cut and edit it too long. But I will be putting it back in my spot. Like, literally. Man, I could do some gaming videos now, guys. I bet you guys would love that. But yeah, so like, literally, Black Lives Matter is crazy and liberals. They don't support other races. Like I was telling you guys, there's a new book out, and they're teaching this racism in schools. That white people are bad, all white people, no matter nothing. So, since we're born as white, we're all racist. Like, literally. That is not true. It's just the lies of the left. So, yeah. The left can keep going on all they want. But when it comes to fact, they're liars. They've always lied, and they always will keep lying. That's why we need to fight these communists in America. The Democrats, evil liberals in Hollywood. So, yeah, we need to stop them, and no one's doing anything about it. Only certain Republicans, certain conservatives. We need all come together, including you liberals. You need to wake up and actually come together, and we can fight the communists in America. We need all to stand strong. We need to stand strong as Americans. No matter our political views, we need to fight the communists. So what if a freaking Republican doesn't share your whole views? You need to get out of socialism / communism. Because I bet you guys out there don't want to be controlled your whole entire rest of your life when a Democrat takes over the country. And if Joe Biden was to become president, he wouldn't be president like you guys think. He'd be a pawn. Like, literally the Democrats would use everything they could. They could tell him what to do in order to basically carry out their, like, agendas. That's what they can do. He has dementia or Alzheimer's, definitely. And it's just getting stupid. Like, literally. So, yeah, guys, that's my thoughts. What are yours? Sorry for the long video. And I'm getting back more into some political videos. So, yeah. It'll be on this channel, so check it out, and yeah, we'll be good. So, if you like Turtle Movie and, if you like turtle videos, if you like movie news, if you like book news, check out my other channel, Brandon McDonald. Link will be in the description. Also, please like, share, subscribe. We need to grow this channel to 100 Patriots strong and keep growing. So, what I need is your guys' help. So, yeah. Also, hit that bell, side subscribe button, click all, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you. This is Brandon McDonald signing off.